welcome to the B2B Marketing Forum. This is the online version, CMO Talks. If you have a question, hashtag CMO Talks. And today, the topic is about engaging. Not between a male and a female, but in a marketing term, engaging with your customer. And I'm sitting here with Rob Kools, your marketing director of SDL. And if you hear about engaging with the customer, what does it mean to you? What are we actually talking about?
Engagement, isn't that the big buzzword at this moment?
Yeah, right. Today it is.
Everybody talks about engagement, and apart from the male-female positioning, engagement is the fact that everybody wants to reach nirvana. Yeah. We want to have a continuous conversation with our customers and prospects. That's the ultimate engagement. And that's what everybody is striving for. What that means in real life is a little bit more complicated and difficult. How can you make sure that you reach that engagement with your customer? Anywhere, anytime, through any channel. And then you come to the customer side, because how does he want to engage with you? Because we may want to talk to him, but if he doesn't have any interest in talking to us, there's no engagement. Engagement is a two-way stream. So that is a very important part. So that is what the ultimate engagement means for businesses, but primarily for individuals all around the world these days. That's the ultimate engagement.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. So we might think, oh, this is what customers want, but customers may choose a different channel, different way that we may not really think of. And you, from an SDL perspective, you provide an environment, a tool, a technology set to manage content. Yeah. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What is the role of to have a great CMS in relation to engagement, what you described earlier?
Yes. Well, going back to engagement, you know, the only way to engage if you have something to say to each other. Yeah. Something to share with each other. And that what you share and what you talk about is content. And that can be virtually anything. That can be spoken words, that can be text, that can be graphics, that can be videos, that can be anything.
Interviews.
That can be interviews. Yeah. That can be anything you can virtually think of in terms of making sure you have an impact on the other side. We want to sell products, the other side wants to buy certain products or services. And that model is actually called content. So what content management does is making sure that those pieces of content are distributed in the best possible way to the persons on the other side. And that facilitates the engagement as such.
It almost sounds like nirvana, what you said earlier. What are the challenges a company faces if they realize they need to take this into consideration? Yes. What are the key challenges?
Well, challenges obviously is, first of all, you don't know always who the other side is. Yeah. You don't know always where the other side lives or what channel, indeed, as you mentioned earlier, they use. So in order to know that, you have to make sure that you provide that ultimate experience almost across every channel. A mobile or an iPad or a kiosk or a PC or just a regular web stream, it all should have the same experience from a receiver's perspective. And then he or she basically decides when and through what device they're going to contact you. So if we offer a video, like the one you're beautifully shooting here, if we offer that, then you can offer that on an iPhone. You can offer that on a BlackBerry as well. But the technology for these two things is completely different.
But is it realistic to really say to yourself, if I'm a global CMO, the people walking around here, this is live.
It's pretty cozy here, right?
Yeah, you'll hear kitchen sounds, it's all right. But if I'm a CMO of a large company, is it realistic to say, these are our standards? I want the experience to be similar, and I don't care what device they use or where they live or who they are.
You don't have a choice.
I have to.
You don't have a choice. The public, the audience, the receiver decides how they're going to contact you, when they're going to do that, and through what device they're going to do that. So the choice that organizations need to take is making sure that they indeed can cover for all these choices. That indeed the solution that they're going to bring is a solution that actually supports all those channels and all those media. And think in terms of volume, for instance. One of our large customers, a big retail chain out of the United States, always has a very high promotional activity around Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah? So that means that all of a sudden hundreds of thousands of people go to the same website at the same moment through multiple devices, obviously. Yeah? They need to facilitate that. They need to make sure that the system doesn't glow dark or black or whatever, but facilitation. So quantity is important, multiple channels is important, as well as the fact that it's an always-on economy, and that's also what we need to realize. Yeah. So the system that you choose needs to be able to facilitate that.
And if we're talking about what's the role of a CMS or content marketing in relation to having a dialogue with the customer?
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street, indeed. So for people using all sorts of content almost, so apart from the content management system you use, but if you use multiple ways of contact, then what you need to make sure is that the other side gets what he or she wants. So you have to know those people. That means that there's a large pressure on things like personalization and making sure that you know the other side. So what SDL and SDL Tridion specifically do is making sure that organizations who facilitate that know who they're talking to. And that puts pressure back on the content management system. Because you can have thousands of videos that you offer, but a customer may be interested in that one video only. So you have to make sure, because you have only one chance, that he gets the right video. Yeah. Well, it's that information stream that is critical. And that's why knowing your customer, knowing where he is, knowing who he is critically important.
Nice. One final example of a customer that you say, well, you know what, if the role of content marketing and CMS in the whole engagement thing, if you can just give me one example, or the viewers, that you say, well, this is something that you can learn from.
Okay. You say one, I'm going to give you two, one for free.
Okay.
One is indeed a big customer of ours in the Netherlands, KLM. Everybody knows KLM. KLM actually decided to use video to promote everything in and around a plane. No words anymore, one screen with a whole bunch of videos. You can go from one video to the other. That gives customers the experience to actually see what's going on board. What's going on if you do the check-in procedure. So a picture tells more than 1,000 words. They actually practice what they preach very much. Yeah. A second one, also a very important one, is Mandarin Oriental, a big international hotel chain, luxury hotel chain. Okay. Mandarin Oriental claims that they know all their customers once they pass through the front door. And why? Because it's never a surprise that they actually come in. And how they do that? Through all sorts of mobile technology and devices. So everything you can do in relation to communicating with Mandarin Oriental, you can do through any device, through a mobile, if you're on the road. If you just landed on an airport and need a hotel, you can do these things. And by making sure that they have that ultimate engagement with their customers through the SDL Tridion system, supporting all that mobile.
And also two-way street.
Absolutely a two-way street, because the person who lands identifies himself and says, I need a hotel room right now. Yeah. And then the system starts to engage with him in terms of making sure what. And they can show videos of the rooms that they have, and you can pick and choose from your taxi.
This Mandarin Hotel.
That's Mandarin Oriental, yes.
Mandarin Oriental. I'm going to save a little bit of money. I'm going to China and I'm going to experience it.
Well, Mandarin is a global chain, so it's not only in China.
Oh, okay, so I don't have to go there.
You don't need to go there.
Thank you for coming, and I think you've shared some very interesting insights, the role of CMS within the engagement process.
Thank you, Yuri.
Thank you.